Hello. So I said that I would make a video, and it's taken me a really long time to get to this video, but I just wanted to make something relatively quick that would explain what our marketing plans are and why we're doing them. So the first thing that I want to address is, what is Google's goal when someone does a search on their search engine? Like, what do they want to provide to the client? And the answer is really simple. They want to provide the best answer the first time, every time. So every time somebody makes a search, the answer that the result that they get is what the person was thinking they would get or wanted as a result when they made the search query. Now, this sounds really simple and really this seems like potentially kind of obvious. But one thing that I noticed, so I'll give you an example just from my own experience. And I never actually realized myself how good Google was at doing this. I made the switch to Bing when they had access to ChatGPT 4 first, because they were the first people to have access to GPT 4. I wanted access to it, so I switched to Bing to try to use that as a search engine. I was like, okay, this is going to be amazing, right? This is going to obviously be better. And not only did it still suck, but it was also like painstakingly obvious that I couldn't switch from Google. Like, I would search for something and I wouldn't be able to find what I was looking for. So that was super frustrating, having to click back over to the results, and I just went back to Google. I didn't really think that much about it until I started coming up with like these packages and really thinking about how do you do good SEO? And it's basically just provide a good experience for the user when they make a search and they click on your link and go to your website. That is what they were actually looking for. That was actually the information that you said that you were going to give them in whatever the search result listing, the heading, and the description said. And you're giving them a really good experience. So what Google doesn't want to do is, so when I switched back from Bing to Google, basically what I was saying was like, Google's just like way better. Like Bing is terrible. And the reason it felt like that is because Google's so good at giving that search result the first time, every time. So when I switched back to Google, like that's just makes perfect sense to me why Google, they don't want people switching to other search platforms. So they are very, very invested in making sure that result is the same. So how do they know the result is correct? So how do they know? It's one of the biggest metrics is called Pogo sticking. Google calls this Pogo sticking. When someone makes a search and they click on the first result and they go to that page, and then they come back to the search results and they click on the next result and they go to that page, and then they come back to the results and they go back to the search results and they click on the very next one. That's Pogo sticking. It's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to the thing. Google will de-rank your site faster than anything if a lot of people are doing that. So you have to make sure that your content is very, very, very good, and it takes some time to do this. And this is why we did not offer this particular service before. In order to create really good content, that's not just like, there's a balance between creating content that someone's going to land on a page, see that page, and they are not going to bounce off of it immediately because it's just a wall of text, or it's not exactly what they were looking for, or the page takes too long to load, or they search something like luxury landscape lighting installation company near me or something like that, and they land on a website that looks like it's from 1990s. Like, this company isn't going to be able to provide the service. They're like, I'm searching luxury, and they're trying to like rank for luxury, and their website looks like it was built when the internet first came online, right? So that person's just going to immediately, it doesn't matter how fast that page loads, people are going to think like old, outdated, irrelevant. If your website says that, then it's a problem, right? And that's actually why we focus first on making sure that your website has a good, modern design that accurately represents the modern times and the service that you provide. So that's the first step in it, making sure that the website design matches actually what the search results are. If you're searching luxury, the website should look luxury. If you're searching for a landscaper, the website should look like a landscaping website and not like a web design website or like a software website, right? Like it should have pictures of landscaping on it and things like that, right? So that's just those are the basics around the design. The content design is actually really important too. So if we take one of our clients' websites as an example, and this is one of our clients that was kind enough to let us beta test these theories and stuff out on them, and it's doing really well right now. All of the articles that we have are written in a technical style. So when someone lands on this page from a search, from whatever they're searching that they're going to land on this website on, they're able to find the information that they want really quick, so they don't have to go back to the results. We're also attempting to try to anticipate the follow-up questions or like what other information they may want to see and find when they land on this page. So it keeps them on the page a little bit longer, keeps them scrolling, indicates to Google that this is the right answer for that search term. So a lot of these different concepts kind of come together in how we've structured our packages. So we want, there's three different types of content. So there's a post like this where it's mainly text, and we try to break up the text with good use of headings, bold text, good use of spacing, images, things like that. But it's basically a blog post. It's built just to answer a specific question. They're typically pretty long. Our blog posts articles are between 1,400 and 1,700 words long. Very, very difficult to do in the past before we had the help of AI to kind of help with becoming a topic level expert on pretty much any subject. And so these are designed to answer a very specific question, what we call long tail keyword, where this post isn't going to drive any business for Boston Automations. The goal of this post isn't to drive business. It's not to convince them that Boston Automations is the right company for the job. The goal of this post is to indicate to Google that you have good content, that when you go after a keyword phrase, the targeting that you're doing is accurate, and you provide the answer or the correct search result the first time, every time when someone clicks on it. So we find easy to rank for keywords that are related to your industry that we can easily rank for, where people are only like 10 to 100 people are searching for them a month. Sometimes up to 500 people are searching for them a month, but we know it's not going to drive any business to your website. It's just going to drive traffic. That traffic is going to not pogo stick when it goes back. So when someone makes that search, let's see if I can figure out what this search phrase is. Planning automated charge for large window and glass walls. So this might be planning automated shading for large windows, right? Like this could be the main keyword right here that we're targeting. Not many people are searching for that, but when they do, they land on this website. They don't bounce off of it. They get the information that they're looking for. So they're thinking that we're anticipating that they're going to be looking at challenges and the different types that needs to be considered when you're doing a search query like this. Informational. They're out of Boston. Anybody could land on this page from California to the UK to wherever, right? So this isn't going to necessarily drive any new business. But again, what it does do is it indicates to Google that this website has good content, and it has content related to automated shading, to automation, to installation, to the things that we're going to want to come up with our pillar and staple pages, which are going to drive are going to drive leads and sales for our clients, right? So so the articles are more like the blog posts. Those are the long tail keywords. Those are the indicators to Google that we have relevant content. Sometimes that content will also drive business, but for the most part, we're looking to drive business through once we have those 30 blog posts and they're ranking and they're doing well and they're starting to increase traffic, and Google's starting to say, hey, this website has really good content on it for some of these easier, lower difficulty ranking keywords. Let me try some for a little bit harder to rank for keywords. Let me try some for even more keywords that are ranking and more. And the thing about this strategy too is once you have some really good content on your website, it's very hard to upend you, because some other company has to go through the trouble to recreate all of this content and everything for that website and build up this as a challenger to your website. Now, before, this would have taken us, years to do. Like to generate a post like this, just the research level and trying to figure it out, 2 to 5 days, easy. We have that down with AI for these articles about 2 hours. With the pillar and staple pages, and those are pillar or staple based on how difficult it is to rank for the keyword. So for Boston, for a lot of the Boston automation stuff, it because they're targeting Boston and like Wellesley and like some really rich towns that are highly sought after. These jobs are, $150,000 to $500,000, and so obviously there's going to be a lot of effort and a lot of work put into wanting to rank for these keyword phrases in these specific towns. And we're working on specific town SEO currently as we speak still. So you can see that this is an SEO page. So this is content with a keyword phrase in mind, the main keyword phrase, home audio and video entertainment systems. And this is a page. This is an SEO page. It doesn't look like an SEO page. There's just a lot of content on it. We have a lot of wording, images, alt tags, incorporate some videos into it to bring YouTube into it. Google actually likes when you use their other services too. Some facts. It's a great way to get extra content on these pillar pages. And we're just like some reviews and stuff. So we're reutilizing keyword phrases and stuff that are relevant to that main keyword topic. This is what those pages look like. They take a lot more time to do. And then we also we're trying to rank for different towns. So we actually have some drop downs here for the different towns that we're trying to rank for. And this is generally there will be some adjustments and stuff over time to how we do this and what we're utilizing for this. But we're between these pages, we're trying to maintain continuity, right? They all kind of look the same, but they have different content, right? So this is where we're maintaining continuity from page to page. And you can see the difference between that, and we haven't started doing these commercial ones yet because he's not focusing on commercial. He wants to focus on home most. But this is what your average page looks like, right? Like it just has the information about what the page is. The page is for. So they're offering commercial automation services and generally what that means and what it is, right? So not a lot of content here. This page is not going to rank. Google's not going to want to rank this page, especially if you haven't done some of that other work. The interesting thing about this particular website is some of these pages have started to rank. Like some of these commercial pages have started to rank, even though this is what they look like. So once, I don't know if he's going to have us continue on with these commercial or not, but that's the overall goal. Eventually is to do the commercial as well. But he did say he wanted to move. He used to be up here, but he wanted to move away from the commercial solutions. So we're not really focusing on those right now. But the other ones are pretty much done, and we're just seeing the rankings go up. So we actually have a lot more than, again, this Boston is a very tough area, and these jobs are worth a lot. So I think right now we have 70 articles up, probably over 300 posts scheduled, social media posts scheduled to go out. Still working through that process a little bit, but because we want to be tagging some of the manufacturers that he works with to do installations, they will if you tag them, they'll repost. So we actually want to go back and update some of those to make sure we're tagging relevant manufacturers when we make these posts. We don't want to overwhelm them, obviously, but anyway, strategy, that's part of the process, that's part of the plan. Okay, so we went through how we came to the program that we currently have, what we do, what our methodology is, how we came to the conclusion that this is what we needed to be able to do for our clients. And now I want to just go into the pricing, what you get for that pricing, and what our recommended plans are and why they're our recommended plans. So as we had mentioned before, we see movement when you hit the 30 long tail keyword mark. So when you have about 30 articles on your website that are relatively easy to rank for, that we can get to 1, 2, and 3 because there's not a lot of competition for those articles out there. Again, articles that are not going to necessarily drive business, but they can drive some traffic. That's why no one's really gone after them. That's why they're easy to rank for on a site that doesn't rank for anything else. So, except maybe like your business name. So the idea here is to build your website up in Google's eyes as, hey, this website's really helping me out. It's really helping me give the client that the right answer to the question the first time, every time. So with that in mind, we came up with some plans. Now, we would highly recommend this recommended one, the foundation. You need to get to this point in order to start ranking. If you do starter and you do nothing else on top of that, then you're probably not going to see the movement that we know is possible once you get to that 30 mark. So, because this is only going to give you 15 articles or blog posts. The reason we're offering it, despite the fact that we know it's not going to move the needle for anybody, is because someone might say, you know what, like I can only do so much per month. I want to get a good jump on it. I want to get a really good jump on the plan, but I don't want to, so I want to get like the majority out in the first 3 months, and then we can do a smaller monthly plan, which we don't have on our website quite yet. We actually just put this page up. It's not even linked anywhere on our website. But we want to get a good jump on it in the first 3 months, but then we want to spread out the rest of the 30 articles over the course of the rest of the year or something. So by the end of the year, like we're not breaking the bank for, longer than 3 months. We're just, but we eventually want to get there, but we just want to really get started on something, and we can pull the trigger on this now, or, and this is for 3 months. We can spread any of these packages out as long as you want. These are the recommended times to do these. So if you wanted to do 6 months, this one would be $1,500 per month for 6 months. And then you have all of this at the end of it. So the fundamentals is like the research, the planning, all of the things that come along with building out the content for this website. So that's the fundamentals of like you have to do this stuff in order to create 15 effective articles. We can't just make up what we want to do, right? So that's the fundamentals. And then also like the website, you need a website to put these posts on and everything. So in order to do the marketing plan, you need to run with at least our business growth website package. That is on our pricing page. How much that costs. It's a setup and a monthly fee. This is going to be regardless of if you just get a website with us. We do a website as a service. So if you're unfamiliar with our website packages, check out some of our other information. The What is WAS page is a really good resource. Essentially, though, just quickly, a website as a service is, instead of paying for a website and just kind of being left to fend for yourself, you pay us a much smaller setup and then a monthly fee. And that monthly fee goes towards that initial build, but also ongoing support, hosting, maintenance, making sure that your website works on all devices as they come out, making sure that it's secured, making sure that it stays fast, which is also a part of SEO, making sure that it stays secured so your site doesn't have that warning like unsafe website when people go onto it, right? So that's the website as a service package. these packages here are geared towards getting you to, is for the SEO aspect of it, for the SEO side of it. Like we call it, it's not just SEO because we're doing social media as well. We consider this the digital marketing foundation. So your website is the foundation of your business. This marketing package is the foundation for your marketing plan. Because even if we also have pay-per-click and other things, but even if you're going to do some level of marketing in the future, having all of these pages to potentially land on 15 article, like you could have ads that run to these article pages or the pillar pages or the staple pages and run ads directly to them because they're already optimized for the keywords. So you'll end up saving money on advertising as well. So that's kind of the goal. That's why I say that this is the foundation for the marketing. And Google's going to want to rank you for whatever you put up. You want to try add a new service or whatever to your website. Google's already going to want to rank you because you already have this good foundation in place for them already. This is really what the foundation is to help you rank for these and these things, right? Again, this is the plan that we highly recommend you go to. In order to do 30 blog article and blog posts that are 1,700, almost, some are actually almost 2,000 words long, 30 of them, and then do pillar pages that are like we showed before, the pillar and staple pages, and then also plan and schedule 180 social media posts. We would have had to charge, if we were doing this manually, we would have had to charge $50,000 to $80,000. And most of our competitors still are. And that's why they offer, they don't talk about it in terms of this is what you need to do in order before we start seeing the needle move. They talk about it in terms of oh, let's build backlinks. Let's do things that'll give you some short-term results that aren't going to last because they didn't take the time to create really good articles. I talked with a marketing company for Boston Automations before I did this. They do a lot of smart home automations, and they do a lot of that type of company marketing for that type of company specifically. They were charging $1,500 per article, and the articles were 1,000 words. And it's this is what you get with a lot of marketing companies, and it's a massive problem. So we went back there, and I was just we're going to, for the money that they're charging you, they want to charge $6,000 a month forever. And it would have taken about 2 years just to get to this point, without any social media posts or anything. 2 years at $6,000 a month. So, because it took so long and everything to catch up, and it's just we're in a time right now where utilizing AI to help speed up this process. Like I said, what used to take us to create one of these 2 to 5 days, a really good one, we have it down to 2 to 3 hours. So that's where we're really moving the needle. Other marketing companies to create, you can't just type into AI, write me an article about this and have it spit out something that's going to be good and that people are going to like and stay on. You still need to do the research aspect of it. AI can help there, but it can't do it all for you. And come up with a good plan for the post. AI can help you, but it can't do it for you. And then write the content. AI can help you with it, but it can't do it for you. It's not helpful enough. It's not right. And you want it to write in a writing style like we write for the blog posts. And then you want the pillar pages and everything. It's not just content. It's actually well thought out content, well placed content with a goal in mind of getting people to pull the trigger on your services, right? So that's the thing. Essentially what this 180 social media posts is this plus this plus this times 3. So that's where we're putting. So for every article, for every page, for every staple page we put out, we're doing 3 social media posts for you. So one goes out as soon as it goes live, and then on each of the platforms, and then 2 get scheduled for the future to post sometime in the next year. So even though this might be a 3-month plan, we're scheduling it out to be over the course of typically about a year. Maybe not for the 88 social media posts, but For this one, it is. So that's the goal. This is the highly recommended for 90%, maybe 95% of the websites this is going to move the needle so far that it's going to be very difficult for other competitors to catch up to you, especially if you're a local company. If you are in a very competitive niche where a lot of companies are utilizing SEO services and potentially paying a lot of money for it, we look and we look at the competitors and we see where we need to rank, and then from there is when we really figure out like how we're going to move the needle for you. And sometimes we may say like, okay, 30 articles isn't going to be enough. We're going to need this. Or maybe you just want to do something where it's just like, I don't want my competition to ever be able to catch up. Let's just keep it going. So maybe we say, maybe this isn't over the course of 3 months here. This would be the 3-month cost to do this. Maybe here's the 6-month cost. Maybe it's just like, let's take this and let's spread it out over a year. Let's just get to this point: 60 blog posts, 10 pillar pages, 20 staple pages, 360-ish social media posts. The reason that this is asterisked is because we may end up doing more, because if we do, let's say that you're in an easy to rank for area and we don't need to do pillar pages because it's based on how difficult it is to rank for. We may say, okay, 1 pillar page is equal to 2 staple pages. So let's say that we just only need to do staple pages, no pillar pages. So we would, instead of 5 pillar pages, we would do 10 additional staple pages. So you would get 20 staple pages, which would increase your social media posts. But it could decrease it if we were like, listen, every keyword that you need to rank for, you're in Boston, you're in Houston, Texas, you're in some place that's really competitive and it's like a landscaping company or something where there's just a ton of them and it's difficult to rank for potentially. Landscaping is a bad example, like not many of them do good SEO, but let's just say it's a really competitive industry in a really competitive area, high value area. We may say like, look, like all of them are pillars, so we got to cut this down to 5 pillar pages instead of 10 staples. So you would get 10 pillar pages for this particular area, this particular article. We'll show it, but this is just general. So the 5 and the 10, like the pillar page and the staple page is based on keyword difficulty, and that can be adjusted as we go for these plans. But we can discuss that if interested in one of these plans. And that's the gist of it. Once you've done one of these packages, if you want to keep on, like, let's just do a small plan every month and add a couple more articles, add a couple more pillar pages, whatever, and keep the social media posts going. Like we're going to want to do more social media posts and stuff like that. And we just want to always keep it going. We do have monthly packages that we're going to be rolling out and pricing as well that are going to be just maintaining the package. But this is where we would start, and you don't need to continue after this. That's why this is the way that it is. The reason that larger companies are doing like just the monthly, month to month, they know that you need to get to about this to really start ranking legitimately and well. When you throw $50,000 to $80,000 before they're going to really see a massive needle move, no one wants to sign up for that. No one wants to hire that business for that. When there's other companies that are like, oh yeah, $500 a month and we'll rank you #1, and then they get you a bunch of backlinks and then your website's blacklisted. So on Google. So that's it worked one day and then not the next. People are like they hit #1 really quickly and they're like, oh my God, like you can do this for $500. And then all of a sudden they've dropped off the face of the search results. And they're like, why? And SEO companies like, oh, it's because you're, more competition or whatever. This is just how SEO goes. It's just, and we're going to have to go up to the $1,500 a month plan. Then you go up to $1,500 a month plan and you're blacklisted so you don't get moved. So, and then they're like, oh, I guess competition's really hard. Like we're going to have to go to the $5,000 a month plan. And then they play that game until you just give up. So everything after that $500 a month, when you saw that initial spike in traffic and potentially business, and then Google drops you off because it's crap content and it's actually, those links are all bad. And then, they can, now the scam starts, or they can just keep upping it on you because you got that taste of that first spot until you quit. And it's all just extra to the SEO company. Not all of them are like that, but I get enough customers coming to me like, oh, SEO is a scam, to know that's the thing and that's the reason. So that is pretty much all I wanted to go over. Hope to hear from you. Looking forward to working with some new companies and learning about new businesses. Happy to chat anytime. You can make an appointment with me from the website. Talk soon.